And we are back with episode 7 of the Age of Redemption 2017 mod by Javakas for Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. On the last episode, we escaped the Teutonic Knight base after having some difficulties and dying a few times. Those big two-handers were awful. Luckily, we got most of our gear back. In the meantime, what I've done is I have done some stats and some disciplines. I put some points into, let me see here. I'm at 2 at Awakening right now. I also upped my Theft of Vitae to 4. I'll probably keep it at 4 for quite a while here. As well as I put some points into Obtenebration to start that. I want to get the tendrils for later on. Wilhelm, he went down and got Awakened. I do believe he's still at 4 Cloak the Gathering. And then some additional stats increases here. Nothing really new with him. Serena. We have 4 of 5 Plague Wind right now. Eventually I'll grab Black Death, as well as I put some points into Lure of Flames. And looks like I had to up the intelligence too and stuff, so that burned through quite a lot. And finally we have Eric, who is straight manipulation, as I said before. And off screen I went through and I vendored everything in the Teutonic Knight base, as well as I did go back in the Stephan's Dome and gathered those items. There wasn't a lot, but there was some. I did pick those up. I was able to go back there. The door was unlocked, so I did vendor all that. I have not been to Orvis yet, because that progresses the scene to the Haus De Hexe, so I thought we'd save that conversation. But as you can see, we have quite a lot of gold here, and I'm probably going to invest it all into discipline items for Serena and Christof moving into modern day. We're about there, and I want to make sure they are transitioning into that. The gear isn't really necessary. I feel like we're at a point where I'm in no longer any danger from the Tremere. They don't really hit that hard. Maybe the gargoyles. Maybe Etrius might give me a problem. We'll see. Etrius is very difficult. But I feel like the discipline items will be a better investment. I also need to swing by and buy some ammo, it looks like, for my bow. I will be using Serena a little bit this playthrough, through the Haus De Hexe. I'm going to use Christof as kind of the tank and then the self-sustained. Him and Eric still doing the back row, and then Serena is going to be my back row caster with discipline items. I have also, on the configuration app, I have also put points... I switched to balanced discipline usage to conservative. Actually, let me reload this real quick because I want my manipulation timer. Okay. I swapped it from balanced to liberal when it comes to discipline usage. So these guys are actually going to be pumping a lot of disciplines out and using a lot of their blood. Since I'll be controlling Serena, I can kind of manage her, but Christof especially will be using his stuff, as well as Wilhelm and Eric. I want to see how much it consumes, actually. So that's where we're kind of at right now. I'm on my way to Orvis. We'll trigger that, swing by, grab some arrows, and then we'll hit up the Haus De Hexe. Let's do it.
What dost thou know of the Haus De Hexe?
Only that the Magi within were once part of our order, but have of late been up to doings unknown, allowing none entry to their fortress. The order would be grateful for anything that thou may learn of them, or do to them.
We cannot enter the fortress either.
Thou needs must have the amulet of Etrius.
Amulet? We found this amulet with the Tremere.
This is the very thing. It needs must be filled with magic to work. I will enchant it, if thou promise to return with the journal of Etrius.
Why seek you this journal, Orvis?
We seek to cleanse our hermetic order of the taint of the Tremere. And we must learn more about the frightening loss of magic in the world that began at the turn of the millennium. Magic fades from the world, and we know not how to stop the inexorable ebb of the magical tides. The Tremere have learned some of these secrets, but will not share them.
If we find such a journal, we shall give it thee.
Then I shall enchant thy amulet of Etrius. Go quickly. The Tremere are invading Tzimisce territory this night to launch open warfare, leaving their chantry largely unguarded. I wish thee luck.
I thank thee, Orvis. Now let us split asunder das Haus De Hexe.
Godspeed thee. Be most welcome. Godspeed thee. Be most welcome. Godspeed thee.
I do withdraw.
Okay, looks good. It looks like we just have just enough gold, too, to grab some arrows as well.
Greetings. Farewell.
Alright, we're going to move into the Haus De Hexe here. Oh, this little cutscene here. I'm going to be using mostly Plague Wind here with Serena, as well as some Arrow Fire, and maybe some Immolate for some close range stuff. Immolate and Flame Ring if things get close. I kind of want to see how well she works as a main character, while Christof is more of a frontline attacker.
Where are the slaves? Where's Anezka?
Hold! Intruders in our sanctum! Bring them down! Villain! Villain! And die the death of a fool. Hold!
These carvings are strangely similar to the designs in the entry hall.
Methinks they are tumblers in a magical lock.
I wonder back in medieval time, did people even say methinks? I was kind of wondering that. One thing I did want to mention here is I did watch a speedrun, a world record speedrun of this game, and the runner was able to bypass this Arcanum door without even going through any of the other wings by abusing save glitches, and it was interesting. If I remember to, I'll put it in the comments. I think we'll start with the Gargoyle Lair. Usually I leave it to last, but I will actually do it in reverse this time. Why not?
Come unto me.
We'll see how well this goes. As you can see, I've kind of put off my armor quite a bit. A lot of times, a lot of people go into this place come in with plate mail and half plates, and I'm going in with chain mails. I think I should be fine, but it's different. Usually I have more armor than this.
Come unto me.
I feel like Serena with Theft of Vitae would be amazing here. Pretty overpowered, actually, with Mortis disciplines. Oh, use Feral Whispers. That's kind of unique. I forgot that works against gargoyles. I also didn't know that gargoyles could use disciplines. He used aura perception there.
Hold! Villain! Hold! 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 Hold!
Yeah, I can really notice the difference in blood consumptions here, especially for Wilhelm. I think he's just using a lot of, I don't know, maybe Obfuscate, maybe Cloak the Gathering. I know it's expensive, but actually I'm not really seeing much here, but man, he's sure burning through it real quick. Christof is maintaining with Theft of Vitae, of course, and Serena, I feel like needs Theft of Vitae to keep up. I might not be able to sustain Serena gameplay for a while unless I just want to shoot a bow and arrow. I'll have to go back to Christof, which is fine.
Hold! 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 Hold!
Come unto me. The hunger rises within you, and death is near.
To the abyss with thee! To the abyss with thee! Blood to me!
Those are obviously werewolf etes, kind of obvious. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of liberal usage of blood on the AI config. I might change that back after this. As you can see too, the gargoyles don't have any item drops, and I don't think the Tremere have many either, so I'm kind of going through this really quick with no drops, except for stuff that's already on the ground. Alright, it looks like we got Virstania, which is actually a World of Darkness character, if you want to look her up. I think it's like she's the mistress of gargoyles or something like that.
Where are the slaves? Where is Anezka? Tell me, and thou shalt not be harmed.
Meddling costermongers! Thou cannot comprehend.
With her tiny halberd. Look at that thing, it's like a
For
stick.
that small mercy we give thanks.
I shall destroy thee.
It's a stick,
Seal
dude.
thy progeny for torture and thy allies for enslavement.
One thing at a time, Virstania. Thou hast yet to deal with us.
I think some of these boss fights need to have a look over. I mean, she just pulled up her her blood buffs, and then Heart of Stone, and then it just kind of stood there. I think some of these need to be recalibrated or at least looked at, and something's going on with them. Of course, whenever Javakas can get to it. I know he's busy as hell. Very good weapon here, though. 180 on the Exquisite Halberd. Up from a little 40 more. Pretty good.
Return to me. To the abyss with thee. Return to me.
One thing I always wondering, does he say, does me hittily stink? That's what it sounds like. Once again, another really cool area for maybe like a side quest or something, like saving somebody down there or something. Be pretty cool.
More hideous experiments.
I loathe all mages.
One thing that I will mention is, last time I played through here, which was a while, like maybe a few months ago, I was playing with the bonus loot on the config app, and they were dropping items to vendor. It looks like the Tremere don't drop anything at all. I like to take those out first because they can use Theta Vitae. I might play with the Greek fire pretty soon, actually. I might throw it at Etrius or something and see what it does. Hopefully I just won't kill myself. Foreshadowing. Probably. Maybe. Alright, this is my first and only Blood Rituals tome. Last playthrough, I gave Serena this, actually, since I carry her over to modern day. But she never really used it, ever. So I think maybe I saw her use Prison of Ice maybe once or twice. So I think I'm actually going to give this to Christof.
Attend me.
Always make sure you drain the lords, because they do some pretty potent magic. Or at least they're supposed to. It might just be the difficulty. I'm not 100% sure. I might, at a future time, go back and play with the difficulty and play on hard or something like that and see if there's a big difference when it comes to how enemies cast disciplines. Because, I mean, they're just kind of walking in and meleeing things and using aura perception. So...
Attend me.
To the abyss with these.
I am weak with lack of precious blood.
There it is! There they cast the Prison of Ice on me. The Regent did.
I am weak with lack of precious
Oh wow, those head hoppers just drained me from nothing to full, or from full to nothing, I mean. Damn.
Attend me.
What the...
This is no place. Flee, and I shall spare thee.
Return to me.
Looks like I'm still missing some enemies here. Just keep on going backwards, I guess.
Return to me.
There we go, it's just a bunch of head hoppers.
Attend me.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Where are the slaves? Where is Anezka? Tell me, and thou shalt not be harmed.
I know not why thou intrudes upon my workshop, or by what darkling sorcery thou hast overcome our wards, but pray, do not tell me. I shall be far more delighted to read the answers in the twisted strands and moist fragments of thy entrails.
Come hither and die the death of a fool.
I mean, he could have just said he was going to drink my blood, and that was pretty graphic, I must say.
Return to me.
The hunger rises within me, and death is near.
Oh wow, I got some anti-blood. Holy cow. Wow, I didn't know that dropped in here. That's insane. All right. I want to know how the Tremere got their hands on Antediluvian Vitae. Jesus. Yeah, it looks like when they were all up in that hallway, they called for reinforcements or something. That's why they're not showing up here.
Return to me.
Come hither.
And I shall spare thee.
It's actually a decent weapon. It's kind of on the same lines as the Dagger of Thorns at the beginning of the playthrough. I mean, now I kind of out-level it, but I mean, I have a lot better things, but yeah, at one point that would be a very good weapon. Christof is now an elder, somehow. Makes sense.
Thus do the Tremere vanquish. To the abyss with me. How dare any enemy make their way from his their own
Literal head hopper spam, man. Just can't do anything. Just goodbye blood. I'm not a fan of, I think I've already said it, but I'm not a fan of liberal usage of blood. That's gonna go back on normal. Okay, I am definitely not going to go into a fight with Etrius where one of my coterie members completely out of blood, and I'm going to actually use this Antediluvian Vitae on Christof for the fight to make it go a little easier. So I'm actually going to go back to my haven here. I got to walk the Abyss Scroll, and I'm going to feed up on my blood dolls here. Let them do their thing. I don't really care about Eric because no reason whatsoever, obviously. But I do want to have Wilhelm get his blood up here. I'll go ahead and show you. I actually don't think I've demonstrated this, so I can kind of demonstrate how it works. We'll let Wilhelm feed up here. And then, I mean, Serena, since she has low humanity, she'll drink up until the person dies, but the mob will respawn as soon as you exit and come back in. So, since Wilhelm has high humanity, he will stop halfway, but all you have to do is zone out, zone back in, and they should have a full blood pool again. So, you can use that to your benefit to get your blood back up with these blood dolls. And that's plenty for what I'm going to do here. Okay, so I think, spoilers, Eric drops all his gear anyway.
I refuse to carry any more spoils.
But just to be safe, actually I'm going to put it to the test. I'll go ahead and keep these on. This doesn't vendor for too much, so I'm going to actually keep those on, see if he actually drops them. Other than that, that looks good. And I'm going to go up here and save. And get ready for a very difficult, or supposed to be a very difficult, boss battle with Etrius.
Attend me.
Tremere wakens. Well. When the cat is away, the rats come out to play. The luck of the gods is with thee. For on any other night, the full force of Tremere would have dissolved thee into slop. Flee this place now, or thy death shall be as vile as thine offenses.
Where are the slaves? Where is Anezka?
Fools! I have no time for thee! I must return to the war against the vile Tzimisce! Dost thou not understand my charity in allowing thee to flee with thy miserable hides intact? Go, now!
Give us the slaves.
Or look to protect thine own hide.
What? Ha ha! Thy temerity is exceeded only by thy folly. Etrius is beyond thy harm.
He is not. But prithee wait, for Eric can ensure that Etrius is forever beyond all harm.
I shall remember thy insolence, ancient gangrel.
There is no need for further bloodshed. I wish thy Bruges slaves and the mortal woman Anezka from the October caravan, and we shall leave this house in peace.
And if I give them not?
Then I shall pop thy baldy pate between me teeth like an overripe melon.
I warn thee, gangrel. Thou hast nearly completed the cycle of transformation in Arden's chantry. Now I finish his work. Behold the power of the Tremere!
No. Attend me. Attend me.
To the abyss with to the abyss.
Rest in peace, my friend. Thy wrongful death will be avenged.
Thou hast killed the gangrel? Is this how Christof rewards his faithful act? Now, I will sheathe my fangs in thy disloyal neck, whelp!
Is he dead?
Curse thee, boy! I have suffered the loss of precious magic in my world. I have suffered the willing loss of my soul to retain some spark of enchantment in a world turned to dross. I have suffered the maddening serenity of the dying salute. But I will not suffer further indignity at the hands of a fledgling Bruja and his ragtag brigade. Hear me, Promethean! Thy precious Anezka is not here. The October caravan from that idiot Orsi never reached the Haus De Hexe. The hated Tzimisce laid a trap near Prague. They took the caravan and all therein. The Tzimisce are the real foe in this world. Even as thou waste my time, the fiends plot to burn the world down around us all. Now go! And disturb us no further!
I have wanted no part of any of the schemes of the undead. Yet I have risked myself in all of them. And has it brought me one step closer to Anezka? Has it gained me a jot more humanity?
I cannot answer thee.
Oh, Christof, my heart aches for thee.
Come! My newfound taste.
Okay, that's a lot to take in there. First off, I will, as you probably noticed, there was some iffy AI situation going on there at the beginning where Etrius was actually using Summon Elemental before his dialogue even started. And during his dialogue, when he was transforming Eric, he was pumping out Summon Elemental. Also, while I was fighting Eric, you are not supposed to be able to attack Etrius. While that was the case, the elementals could actually fight alongside Eric, and obviously I completely, disregarded them and focused on Eric, but that definitely adds some difficulty if it's intentional or not is a question, but I actually appreciate the difficulty. Another thing I wanted to mention is I noticed that Etrius there was not using his movement of the mind disciplines, that he does have an Age of Redemption, which I should also have now, which is right here. I just learned it. He's supposed to be able to use those kind of disciplines, like be able to knock you back and summon weapons to fight alongside his side if there is some around him and whatnot. Might be something to look into in the future. Like I said, I don't know if it's just because of the difficulty of the encounter or what, and if I raise the difficulty in the configuration app, if it will cause him to be more dangerous in that manner. Also, it looks like our question was answered. Eric does drop his items after you kill him, and that's about it for the encounter itself. That fight did go fairly smooth. I was doing a lot of damage there with the antediluvian vitae that I drunk during the beginning of that fight. I was hitting really hard, so that helped a lot. Very good strategy going into that fight, especially on harder difficulties. Final thing I want to say is more on a lore standpoint. I did read up about Etrius. Etrius is actually a very powerful kindred. I believe I'd have to go back and look, but he's like a 4th or 5th generation vampire, and right at the seat of Tremere himself. And consider the circumstances, Christof and the coterie coming to the Haus De Hexe, which is actually, while I'm going to talk, I'm going to go outside because of this respawn timer. I guess I don't have anything else to do here anyway, so. But consider how powerful that Etrius should be, and being that they were at open war with the Tzimisce, it's kind of hard to imagine what the strength of the Tremere would have been like if, all the Tremere weren't here and it was just not under a small, skeleton force guarding the base. It's just kind of hard to fathom the circumstances that Christof and coterie could have ran into if that wasn't the case, and probably would lead them straight to death. But yeah, definitely, if you're interested, definitely read up about Etrius. There's a lot of information about him. He actually survives for quite a long time, and if not, he still survives to this day in WoD for the lore. He's extremely powerful.
We give thanks to thee. To show our gratitude, we give thee an enchantment that will help thee deflect flame. The Journal of Etrius should prove helpful in cleansing our order of this vile infiltration.
And thy gift should prove helpful in the fiery future we all face.
So, turning this this tome into Orvis here is completely optional. You can completely skip it, but you miss the opportunity of learning Lure of Flames. Also, it's kind of unneeded or unnecessary to even do this, other than some bonus XP maybe, because you should have it already from before. I believe there was a tome in a previous dungeon, which I got right here, as well as a second one for Serena. These two are the two that carries over, and I do believe once you get Wilhelm later on, spoiler alert, he does not have that if you give it to him. So really, there's no point in picking this up either, even to vendor it. Just for the fun of it, I guess I could vendor it, but I'm actually going to give this to Wilhelm because I'm pretty sure he doesn't carry over. Pretty sure. But I'm going to allow him to learn this, and then later on in Giovanni Warehouse, we will check back with our good friend Wilhelm here to see if he has Lure of Flames. But just kind of, if I can remember, if you want, post it in the comments later on if you do remember, if I do forget, and we can look back into it. Other than that, I think we're going to stop here. You know the drill. I'm going to go back, do a comb over for Haus De Hexe, make sure I didn't miss any items, take them back, vendor them. Unfortunately, we lost Eric, so really I should have had him vendor before he died, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm pretty satisfied where I'm at with my discipline items. The only thing I'm really missing to carry over would be 2 amulets. I might be able to afford it. I doubt it, based on the amount of drops we got, but I'm satisfied where I'm at. So when it comes to carrying over items to modern day, so not really worried about it. But if I'll vendor regardless, and at that point we're kind of done with money for Dark Ages. So we'll go ahead and leave off here, and next time we will head back to Prague and see what Ekaterina is doing and how the circumstances and situation in Prague is running. We'll talk to you later. Bye.